Hey guys, Amy here with Leap of Faith Crafting. Thanks so much for stopping by. So today I'm super excited to try out and show you a sublimation oven that PYD Life sent to me. I reached out because I've been wanting to try a sublimation oven for my tumblers. So this is the 12-liter one. So with this in the box also came a heat-resistant oven mitt, which is great to use and have already in the box. So it also came with a basket to put in and also a tray to use. So depending on what you're wanting to sublimate, I'm gonna have some other videos. I'm gonna do some pens and some other stuff you might wanna use something else besides the basket. So we are gonna be doing a 20-ounce tumbler, and this is also a PYD Life brand. So lots of different brands. We're gonna do this. We're going to use this one today. So with these actually they do send the sleeves that we need, and this really just secures the sublimation on it so it doesn't move. We're going to be using a heat gun, and also to help center it, this also tumbler holder that's going to help us tape it nice and tight and get that on there. Okay, so we're gonna hop into, I'm gonna use Canva actually to do my designing. So we're gonna hop into that. I'm gonna show you a few things that you can do to make sure the size and things like that are right. And then you just need a sublimation printer to print that out. And I will link below the sublimation printer that I'm using. It's actually a new one that I got because my other one kept getting clogged. I had a converted one. Actually, I had two converted ones that I used for quite a few years, and then I decided I finally needed to upgrade, so I purchased a specific sublimation printer, and I will link tutorial all about that one that I use below. Okay, so I'm going to use Canva to size and create my wrap. So within Canva, I'm going to come up under File and just create a new design. I'm going to do a custom size, and we're going to change this to inches, and I am going to make it the size of my sublimation paper that I have. I'm going to print. I'm going to make it 11 by 8.5, so it is already horizontal. And then I'm going to go into my uploads, and I have already uploaded this 20-ounce sublimation wrap, and I will link this below of where I got this. But what I'm going to do is actually I need to make it the size of my 20-ounce tumbler. So the ones that I got from PYD Life actually has, you know, the exact measurements on it, and most tumblers should. So we're going to go ahead and size this to that size. So I'm going to go actually and click on position. And position actually opens up the size, and it's going to be a little funny when we do this, but I will show you how to kind of correct that. So I'm going to do the width of, just looking at the paper that I have, it's 9.37, and then the height is 7.9. Okay, and I kept that on unlock. Okay, so but once we do this, you'll notice that it actually kind of magnified it. So if I double click on it, you will see that it comes up, and this is actually the whole image, because if I did this, then it wouldn't be seamless and these wouldn't reach each other. So what I'm going to actually do is drop it down actually on both top corners so it is the right width. And then you can see that we're going to miss this stuff on the top, which is totally fine. You know, we can move it down if we wanted. I'm actually going to drop it down just because this part and this part will touch each other, and that just is going to cut off the bottom there. Okay, so I'm going to do it like that. So now I'm done, and I'm just going to kind of center this in the middle of the paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and up here we can name it, and then I'm going to go down to share, and then I'm going to go down to download. And I'm going to do this as a PDF print, best for printing. I'm going to leave it at RGB, and I'm going to click on download. Okay, so once that's downloaded, I'm going to double click on it to open it. And this is just what my PC has as the software to print when I open up. Once this is open, I'm going to click on that print button up on the right side, select my Epson 100, which is what my sublimation printer is. And I have already preset this on my computer of any time it uses this to everything I'm going to use, and it automatically mirrors it. And I will drop a link below to my tutorial on how I set up my Epson Sublimation 170 if you happen to have that printer. So I will drop that below if you want to see my settings and things like that. So I'm going to make sure this is on custom and on 100% because that will be my 8.5 by 11. Okay, but actually if you want to change anything at this point, you can go into print using system dialog and then more settings. This brings up the printing preferences from the driver of my Epson that I downloaded. So on the paper type, I can do different, a rigid or a textile, but I'm going to do rigid. And then quality, I'm going to throw that up to high. On my more options, you can see I already have this set as custom and using an ICM, which is the color management. Because this printer has that. I have the mirror already set here. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and print this out. Okay, so I have my printed out image here. And what I like to do is actually trim the edges here. So then we're going to place our paper on our holding dock here. And we're going to push that okay, and you can use, it has, just want to make sure it is right on that bottom edge there and up to my top edge. And then you can use this to hold it on. And they come with 3 different bands here, and this one, that's not the right one. I'm going to put the small one on here to hold it there. And then while it's held, we are going to tape this up just down the middle here. Okay, and we can undo this. So we have our tumbler here. So now we're actually going to put it in the shrink wrap bags. Okay. And push that up so it is kind of in the middle there. We are going to grab our gun here. Okay, so that's nice and wrapped. So just make sure there's a knob on the back of this gun that you need to crank up. At first I was trying to do it and it wasn't working, but it was on low heat. So just make sure you turn that up to where you get to where it works.
Okay, so I already have mine plugged in. It automatically turns on right when you start it, but I plugged it in a while ago. So to turn it back on, you're just going to hold down on that on button for about 3 seconds or so. Okay, and then you can also, if you want to change between the Celsius and Fahrenheit, we are going to long press on this. You can see here the temperature gauge, and it switched it to Fahrenheit because I use Fahrenheit here. So I'm going to leave that at Fahrenheit, and then we're going to go ahead and set the temperature. Okay, and within the directions, it has all of the temperatures that they recommend for their products and things like that. So we are going to do a skinny tumbler, which you can see it is at 355 degrees Fahrenheit for 6 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just push on that temperature, and you'll see it starts blinking. I am going to drop it down to 355, and then I'm going to hit that time button, and we are going to drop it down to 6 minutes. Okay, so that's all we need to do. Okay, so with the wheel, you just lower. If you want to lower it, you go to the left. If you want to upper it, you go to the right. And then we're going to go ahead and hit that start button. So it will start preheating the oven. Okay, so since I'm going to be doing my tumbler at the same time, the one thing with this is once it actually hits the heating, you have to get your thing in there within 5 seconds, and then the timer goes down. Okay, so we're going to open that up, place that in there, and close that door. And then the timer is starting. And we'll check it after 6 minutes. Okay, it just beeped. So we are going to open this up. Using our glove, taking that out. And it's really hot. I'm actually going to turn this off, just a long press. Okay, so you can let this sit, which is not easy for me, so I'm actually going to put on my other gloves, because you need 2 gloves definitely to take this off. So I'm going to grab some scissors just to kind of cut the top and a little bit of the bottom there, so you can get some grip and pull the wrap off, and then okay, and I'm sure you've seen the big oopsie I did upside down. If it didn't have any words, obviously that wouldn't have mattered, but fun that was. I was not even paying attention when I put that on the thing to wrap it. So, pro tip, don't do that. Make sure that you actually put it the right way. That's the first time I've ever done that. But everything else, colors and everything gorgeous came out. Okay, so here's another one I did that I put the right way. Hopefully. So. Okay. Came out the right way. So you can't see the line just a little bit because I think I pressed right over it. So there was like one little extra line that went on top of it. So it kind of has a double layer of color. So that's why you kind of see that line there. Okay, so here is just Another tumbler I designed in Canva. That went the right way, and look how pretty that came out. So definitely a fun thing to do. I'm making a bunch more to put in goodie bags for colleges. So okay, so I hope that helped kind of get you started using the PYD Life sublimation oven. It is super cool. You can actually put up to two of these in. The one I have, the 12 liter, you can put 2 of these in at one time. So that will definitely save you some time. But it is a cool thing, and I'm super excited. I will be using it a lot in the next few weeks, making some tumblers for people. So anyway, I hope you hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss any more tutorials, and happy crafting, everyone.